guys, it's Arielle. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm like looking at myself in the viewfinder and realizing that it was not a smart decision to A, film at night where there's no natural lighting, and B, with this giant ring light, which is just like bright white light. I look so pale. I look like I need to leave my house more.
Anyways.
It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Today, we're going to talk about some really amazing restaurants in Paris that I have recently been to. Now, this video is part 2 because a couple months ago, I did a video on the 5 best restaurants that you should visit in Paris, which I will link below if you haven't seen.
But here's the dilemma.
There are so many amazing restaurants. It's actually impossible to make a top 10 list, okay? I dare you. If you think you can make a top 10 list of the absolute best restaurants in Paris, do it. But the thing is, there are just so many great places. So what I've decided for this video and for this series of videos is I'm not going to be giving you like the best restaurants you need to visit in Paris right now. I'm gonna be talking about restaurants and bars that I've been to, that I've eaten at, and that I've really enjoyed. And it will be up to you if, based on what these places offer, you want to try them as well. One thing that I also want to mention is that I'm going to try and cater to all different types of categories of restaurants. You know, you might have fine dining and very gourmet foods. You might have more trendy aesthetic Instagram places. You might have really good cheap eats. I don't think it's fair to be like, these are the best restaurants in Paris because the menus are really expensive and it's a 5-star Michelin chef that cooks there. I don't think that a restaurant's merit and value is only based on one category. So we're gonna be talking about a bunch of different types of restaurants and bars and places, and hopefully some of them speak to you. And if you've been there, if you try them, please let me know down in the comments. I wanna know what you guys think. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. The first restaurant that I absolutely have to tell you about is a restaurant called Aujourd'hui. If there's one thing you take from this video, it is this restaurant. I don't have any other words for this restaurant than divine. This restaurant, Aujourd'hui, is a very specific category of restaurant that is rare and hard to find. Let me explain what I mean by this. This restaurant creates exquisite and beautiful cuisine from local and seasonal produce at an affordable price. It's very hard to find restaurants that can be categorized as gastronomique and affordable. Normally, places that are popularized as fine cuisine also come with that fine cuisine price tag of like 100 euros for a sit-down meal. That price range is not what you'll find at Aujourd'hui, but you will find the quality of a really, really, really amazing French restaurant. The menu of this restaurant is unique. It's a chalkboard menu, which means the chef will change it weekly, seasonally, based on what produce is in season and what is available locally. The ambiance is very cozy. It's so funny. I went here with my friend Tash and we just giggled for the first 5 minutes because it was like, it had such a romantic feeling. Like, it's a very cozy restaurant, so I would definitely recommend this place for a date night, but honestly, it works good too for a little girls' night. As always, I'll put pictures of what I ordered on the screen, but I enjoyed a really good magret de canard, red wine, and a pain perdu for dessert. Magret de canard was 17 euros and the pain perdu was 7, which is extremely affordable for the quality of food that was served to me. Like, I am just thinking about this meal and just salivating. Like, it was by far one of the best meals I have had in a very long time. I also want to mention that the service in this restaurant was really, really nice. The waitress, who's also the hostess, was very kind, and you could see the chef smiling in the back cooking. Overall, this was really just a 10 out of 10 experience for me. I don't know where you can find better, to be honest. All things said, as I was Googling this restaurant to find the address for you to put it down below, I realized that as of late December 2021, they closed. And I was like,
how can this iconic place be closed?
But I did some digging for you, and what I found is that actually they're in the process of expanding. You know, they're trying to find a bigger space, which is really good because honestly, the restaurant was so tiny. I think there was like maybe 4 tables in the restaurant. So for the moment, the restaurant is closed, but they have been posting on their Instagram and their Facebook, and I would highly recommend that you follow them on Instagram so that you can be the first to know when they update everyone with their new location. You can bet that I will be there as soon as they reopen, and I'm sorry if it's annoying that I'm talking about this restaurant in this video while it's still closed, but I just do really want to encourage you to go keep updated with their Instagram and when they're going to open their new location, because this is not a place to miss out on. If you're coming to Paris, if you live in Paris, if you love food, you need to go here. Let's get into the second restaurant, which is Pink Mama. And this is, of course, part of the Big Mama group. Editing Arielle here because I actually made a mistake in the name of the restaurant. I said Pink Mama, which is, of course, one of the Big Mama group restaurants, but what I meant to say, and the restaurant that I meant to recommend, is actually called Libertino. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify because I am, in fact, not talking about Pink Mama in this video, and I also messed up the arrondissement that the restaurant is in. It is not in the 9th, it is in the 10th. So voila, sorry for that mistake, but yeah, just to clarify, we are talking about Libertino and not Pink Mama. Okay, back to the video. All of the Big Mama restaurants have sort of their own take on Italian cuisine and decor and ambiance. All of them are honestly really good. But today we're going to be talking about Pink Mama, which is in the 9th arrondissement. My girlfriends and I came here for dinner a couple months ago, and we had this cute little booth with like cushions and curtains. It was just like such a cute and cozy little dinner. We all ordered pizzas and cocktails, and the pizzas were the biggest pizzas I've had in my life probably. But the dough was so fluffy, so you had these like giant pizzas set in front of you, but you weren't stuffing yourself or overeating because the dough just felt really light. Honestly, when I think back at this girls' night, I just like smile because we were put in this booth, and obviously like it's a restaurant, you can sit at a table in the middle of the restaurant as well. I'll probably put a picture on screen of what the rest of the restaurant looks like, but because we were in this booth like kind of smushed in together, it was just such a fun and cozy and close dinner, and I don't know, I had a really good time here. The food was good and the ambiance was good. It's very aesthetic. You can take those cute Instagram photos, but you can take those cute photos without sacrificing like a super expensive price or like mediocre food. Overall, this is like a really well-rounded restaurant. One thing I do want to say is with all the Big Mama restaurants, they are
So popular.
so please go online and book a table in advance. Otherwise, you will be in line for hours. The next restaurant that I want to talk about is Le Train Bleu, which is actually located in the Gare de Lyon in Paris, and in the 12th arrondissement. If you guys follow my Instagram, which you definitely should, you will know the story of how I ended up in this restaurant. Basically, to give you the SparkNotes version, I was going on a work trip to Lyon, but there was a delay in the metro, so I ended up missing my train. Like, as with hundreds other of business people going on work trips to Lyon, it was chaos, it was confusion. I was like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I get to Lyon? And this really nice lawyer guy who was also going to Lyon, like on the same train, he helped me. Like, he took me to the booth and we exchanged our tickets, and you know, we struck up conversation, and he was just a really nice guy. And obviously we're both going to Lyon on the same train, so when we exchanged our tickets, we just both picked the next train. So we had a couple hours to wait, and he was like, why don't we go have a breakfast and a coffee in this really nice restaurant in the Gare? And I was just like, am I in a rom-com? Am I meeting my future husband? Like, what is going on? So I was like, yes, of course. That sounds like a lovely idea. So we get to this restaurant and I walk in, and like, keep in mind, because I work for a startup, like I'm wearing jeans, I'm wearing Converse, I have my laptop bag, like I'm not looking like a 5-star goddess. And we walk in the door and it's just stunning. It's stunning. The ceiling is painted. The furniture is velvet and leather. There's these like moules. I don't know how you say this. The moule au plafond.
How do you say that in English?
The artistic things that come outside of the wall, like the decorative plaster on the... Why don't I know this in English? But you know what I'm saying? Like the decor, like the way the walls can be decorated with plaster. The windows were huge and tall, so a lot of bright sunlight came in. You know, all the servers were dressed with like beautiful, immaculate, like white uniforms. It was truly stunning, okay? So anyways, this bougie lawyer takes me to this bougie place for breakfast, and I'm like having the time of my life, okay? That being said, I didn't come here for like lunch or dinner, so I can't really evaluate the quality of the food, which I know is expensive. Like if you Google the menu, you're looking at like 45 euro dishes. So that part of it is quite expensive, but breakfast seemed pretty reasonable for the place that we were. Like, I would absolutely come there if I wanted to take pictures in a pretty place, if I wanted to sit down and do some work. I think my cappuccino was maybe 6 or 7 euros, and the breakfast, like the croissants were like, I don't know, 4 or 5 euros. I'm not too sure. Like, I don't know what the whole price was, but my like breakfast was definitely under 10 euros. So yeah, I just wanted to add this restaurant to my video because I have never seen a restaurant as beautiful as this place. Like, it was really a magical looking place. And, you know, my coffee was really good. And like I was saying, like, if you're looking for that upper class, bougie Parisian moment, this is the place. This is the place. I don't know, stepping into this restaurant just felt like stepping into another world. I would really love to come back in the future and enjoy a lunch or a dinner here. But yeah, even just for breakfast, even just for coffee, this place is really cool. Another really cool place, and the fourth restaurant I want to mention, is the Avant Comptoir de la Terre. And this is in the 6th arrondissement by the Metro Odeon. This is a vibe. This place is a vibe. Here's how I would describe this restaurant in 3 words. Chaotic, busy, and magnifique. Basically, this place is sort of like a restaurant bar hybrid. It's really small. There are a few bar stools around the comptoir, and the rest is standing space, okay? So, déjà, you're not like fine dining, sitting at a table with your partner. It's actually right beside an actual restaurant, which is called Le Comptoir, which is confusing because you're like, is it the restaurant? Is it this? But no, it's not the restaurant. It's like this small little hole in the wall with like a plastic flap door, and you have to go through that door to get into the restaurant. Like, you will know. It's not a sit-down restaurant. It's like a bar restaurant hybrid. When you walk in, you'll see what I'm talking about. The decor, very chic. The ambiance, very chaotic. There's like one barman running back and forth along the comptoir, serving people, taking people's orders. Just to flag him down was kind of a mission, okay? There are all these pictures with the little plats that you can order. So you can see them like hanging from the ceiling, and you can at least see what you're about to order if you're confused, because honestly, some of the words I'm like, I've never heard of this. But yeah, I feel like that being said, I haven't even mentioned what type of restaurant this is. This is a French restaurant, tapas style. So you're not ordering a sit-down dinner. You're not ordering like entrée, plat, dessert. You're just ordering like a bunch of small little sharing plates and glasses of wine. Like I was saying, it's a hybrid between a bar and a restaurant. It's not a place to go drinking, but it's also not a place to go for a sit-down meal. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, once you look at the ceiling and you read the menu at what you want and you get the bartender's attention and you order, you can stand or sit along the comptoir, and they have this like really nice baked bread and this like slab of butter, which in itself is a meal. Okay, that was just alone delicious. But then the rest of the food, like the small plates that you're sharing, are just chef's kiss. I don't even know how else to describe this other than delicious. Like, it's just delicious, classic French apéro cuisine. Now, in terms of price range, it can get a little bit pricey depending on how many dishes you order. The dishes and the glasses of wine are between 5 and 10 euros. I think me and my friend ordered maybe 2 glasses of wine each. We probably ordered 6 or 7 small sharing plates, and I think my bill was maybe 35 euros, something like that. Also, on the topic of food, I wouldn't say this restaurant is like a healthy restaurant. Most French cuisine is like meats and cheeses and creams. I think what you'll find the more you eat in French restaurants is that there isn't a huge focus on like the vegetable side of the meal. And that is pretty consistent with this restaurant as well. We ordered mostly meat and carbs, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. I think we ordered one dish, which was just like fried hot peppers. But other than that, I'm not so sure we had a lot of vegetables. Just something to keep in mind. And another thing to keep in mind is that if you want to come to this place, please go early. Okay, that is so key. Go early if you want to sit. Me and my girlfriend, we got there around 7:45, 8 p.m. and it was already packed. It was packed. We went to the back of the restaurant. We were like standing up against the wall eating for like the first hour. And then finally, when the early birds started to leave, we were able to snag 2 bar stools, which was really great. But yeah, just keep in mind that typically most French people go out and eat around 7:38. So beat those crowds, get there early, enjoy your food, enjoy the space with a seat and a little bit less chaos than you'll have around 8 or 9 p.m. Now, the fifth and final restaurant that I want to recommend to you guys is the cafe in the Hôtel Sookie in the 3rd arrondissement. This is a really nice lunch brunch spot in the middle of Paris. It's a cafe that belongs to and is attached to the hotel. That being said, it's not at all awkward to walk off the street and walk in and go into the cafe and sit down. So I ended up finding this place with Tash, and I'm not gonna lie, initially when we found this place, we mostly based it off of the fact that it was such a cute and cozy looking restaurant. We walked by it and you could see in the window that there was this couch that sort of went around the restaurant, and the end of the couch was right in this window, and there was velvet cushions and plants, and we're like, that spot has our name on it. So we walked in and we were like, can we sit there? And yeah, so all I want to say is initially we picked this based off of the aesthetic.
That being said,
the food was actually really, really good. I ended up ordering a cappuccino, a chocolate cookie, and this power bowl, which was smoked trout, avocado, sweet potato, bulgur, and other vegetables. Poke bowls, power bowls are pretty common to have in Paris, but it's pretty rare that I'll have one and I'm like, wow, that rocked my world. And in this case, if I could eat that every day, I would. Like, it was so, so good. That being said, it was a bit pricey. It was 18 euros for the bowl. I think it was 3 euros for the cookie and maybe 5 or 6 euros for the cappuccino. So in total, my meal was 26 euros. That being said, it's pretty on par for what you'll pay at a cafe or a brunch place to eat that amount of food in downtown Paris. I don't know, to me that price was worth it. Like I was saying, the decor and the ambiance was calming. We went there on a Sunday, so it was just nice to be at a relaxed, calming place like that, you know? But yeah, those are some of the restaurants that I've been to recently that I've absolutely adored, that I would 100% recommend. I think if you're planning on traveling to Paris, it's nice to have a little repertoire of restaurants, cafes, bars throughout Paris in different arrondissements with different price ranges and vibes. So I would definitely recommend that you check out the first video and that you check out the future videos so that you can add to the list of restaurants that me and my friends go to, that we've tested and that we love. But yeah, if you visit any of these restaurants, I would honestly really like to know what you think down in the comments below. And if you have any restaurants that you think I should visit, please also leave those down in the comments below. I'm always looking for new places to try. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
Je vois la viande, l'eau, mes dîners, mon amour.